Okay, hello everyone. We are live here from Eye Care Business Magazine, and we are super excited to be here today on our fourth day of our EB New Products live stream series kickoff week. We've had a fantastic week, and it is Friday, and which we are very excited. At least I know I'm very excited about heading into the holiday week. And we are just thrilled to wrap up our week with our good friends at Safilo. And we're grateful to be here today with Kerri and Raimo. She's here, our managing editor from Eye Care Business, and she did a rock star job of putting all of our live stream sessions together. So a huge thank you to Kerri Ann. And we are also here today with my good friend Eden Wexler, who is the director of, this is a long title, director of industry, we know she's busy, director of industry facing PR, customer communications and marketing. So thank you for joining us, Eden. And Haley Friel is the design director at Safilo USA. And thank you for joining us, Haley. And I'm going to have these lovely ladies just tell you a little bit about what they do with the company. But first, I'll just kind of tell our audience super fast. We are grateful that you're joining us. Hang in there. We're going to do we've asked each of the companies this week to do a kind of a quick 15-minute, total, including our introductions here, product presentation, and trends presentation. So we're defining some of Safilo is going to share 4 key trends that they're seeing for the fall/winter 2021 season, and share some beautiful products that they have that fall in line with those trends. So we're going to cover that today, and we'll kind of have a little bit of conversation back and forth. But our audience, if you folks have any questions along the way, please type them into the comment bars in YouTube or in Facebook, and we will be able to see those live and answer any questions that we can answer for you, as well as we have a fantastic giveaway here today. Safilo has been very generous to donate a David Beckham frame, this gorgeous gold aviator. So to enter that giveaway, and I'll tell you a little bit about our relationship with David Beckham here in a minute too, but to enter that giveaway, please type in your name and your practice name in the comment bar for a chance to win the Eyewear by David Beckham shown here. We will be running a random name generator at the end of our live stream, and Kerri Ann will work her magic with that, and we'll have our winner right here at the end here in about 10 or so minutes. So yes, so Jane, I see you here already. We've got Jane Summers here, and thanks for joining us again today. So, and we have a great relationship with David Beckham Eyewear, and David Beckham, who was featured on our March issue cover. And we did a great kind of Q&A in that issue with him, and I was very fortunate to attend the launch of David Beckham Eyewear back in January in Milan. It was the middle of January before everything got closed down, and it was one of our last kind of grand trips. So I was able to meet David and ask him a couple of questions and see the new eyewear collection. And a huge thanks to Eden for that, who attended that with me. So that was a wonderful experience.
Those were the days when we could go to Italy. Now we're in Secaucus, lovely Secaucus, New Jersey.
It looks lovely from your background.
It's lovely. This is one of the first times, I've been in the office. Well, I'd say probably about the 5th time in the office since mid-March, because we're all working from home. But it's lovely.
Well, thank you for coming in. And I know Haley drove in from Connecticut as well to the office. So thank you both for making that happen for us. So Eden, can you kick off, Eden, and tell us just a little bit about what you do with Safilo, give our viewers some perspective, and then we'll ask Haley if she could please do the same.
Sure. So I oversee all of the publicity and trade advertising for North America, so the US and Canada. And more recently, I've taken on some extra responsibilities, helping out with customer communications and marketing our events, through all means possible to our customers. So it's been very exciting. I've been with Safilo almost 22 years now. And as I mentioned, I'm here in the Secaucus headquarters today along with Haley. We're social distancing though. We're in separate rooms together.
I love it.
As part of my role, I, collaborate very closely with not only our product design team, but our brand management team, sales, trade marketing, you name it. And then also work very closely with our headquarters located outside of Venice in Italy, working with, everyone who handles all the responsibilities that I do there. So it's very exciting. And I also handle industry, relations. So, liaison for, like, let's say the Optical Women's Association, where we are a platinum sponsor once again. And it was nice to see you on that last call we had. And before I turn this over to Haley, I just wanted to say that, we're super excited to be part of this. It's been a crazy year trying to navigate, the whole virtual thing, cool events like this, and also our Safilo live events that we started up a couple of months ago, where we really take our customers through all of the trends that have been happening this fall winter season. So, in a safe way. So it's been great. Also, in the middle of everything, we have, kicked off PPE to help our customers and the end consumers. So we introduced Polaroid branded face shields for kids and adults, as well as goggles. So it's been great. And lastly, we are super excited about our launches of Levi's and Eyewear for David Beckham, as you mentioned.
And Safilo has done such a wonderful job of keeping the industry connected and also supplying that PPE that's so needed today. So thank you all for all of that and all of your efforts that you've made, for sure. So we'll turn it over to Haley.
Great. So I'm the design director based in the New York showroom for Safilo US. So basically, I overlook all of our contemporary brands. So Kate Spade is definitely my most time-consuming brand that I look after. I have a very special love for them. And then I look over Fossil, Rag & Bone, and Rebecca Minkoff. And so that's kind of what I do in terms of the US side. And then also I manage all the US trends as well, which we work really closely with the headquarters in Padova, Italy, making sure that we all understand the trends, because obviously when we design stuff as well, we're doing it for our the Asian team as well, and we're doing it for the European team. So we work really closely with global, and then also work with them as well for like innovation and things like that. So yeah, that's basically a lot of trends, a lot of design, a lot of coloring. It's great.
That sounds super
fun. How great
fun.
is the wall behind her? Right?
I know. I was just thinking that. I love the wall behind her.
I get to like draw.
I made that just for Haley.
I love it. That's what a fun job to have, for sure. That sounds so great. So, and thank you both for that introduction. And I'll turn it over to you ladies to kick off into the 4 key trends you're going to share with us for fall winter 2021. We've also had some other folks come on here, Brittany and Katie Stutzman from South Bend, Indiana. I know they're from, I think you ladies are from, it's Ion Optical in South Bend. And then we also have Jonathan from Texas State Optical. So welcome to all of you folks, and thanks for signing up for our giveaway. A quick reminder, anybody listening, if you want to enter our giveaway, just enter your name and your practice name into the comment bar in Facebook or YouTube, and we'll be drawing for this gorgeous David Beckham frame at the very end. So I'll kick it off with Eden and Haley. If you want to share, she's got it right there. If you want to share your 4 trends, go through. And I know the David Beckham frame is in one of your trends as well.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we've got 4 trends. So our first one is precious details. So really, I mean, this is something that we've been, seeing kind of like come through, and a lot of the trends they're always like evolving. And so it's really about kind of maximalism, and it's about kind of all these like precious details and just like extra kind of special details on our frames. So whether it's through Swarovskis or filigree metal or like a glitter, it's just that kind of like added extra sparkle, basically. And then the second one that we've were identifying and working with was the 70s trend. So again, this is something that we've definitely been seeing through from like the runway into like retail for like a while, but it's definitely still sticking around, and there's a real kind of feel for larger frames. And so this is like, your teardrop aviators. I think probably the hero shape across this trend is the square. And that is something that we're seeing in like metal frames. We're seeing it in really chunky plastics. So we're seeing that kind of everywhere. Then the third one is, we're calling it lightness evolution. So definitely this is something that we've seen a lot in optical, but it's, you know, it's in sun as well, which is just like the feeling of lightness. So whether this is done through kind of transparent colors or whether it's a technique that we're doing through the material, it's just about creating something that just feels very kind of like light on the face, but also just has a general feel of lightness. And then our final trend is athleisure. So again, this is something, and I think, you know, this has definitely been a year where we're seeing just a lot of, as I said, like a lot of evolution of trends and kind of like building onto them. And so athleisure, again, is something that we've definitely been seeing. But I think especially now with it's even becoming a bit more important, like with COVID and the way that people are working, being different and what they're looking for, we're definitely still seeing that. So it's that real mix of, you know, sportiness, but also for a kind of a more like casual lifestyle look. So those are the 4 trends that we've identified and that we've been, you know, working across the US and globally. And then we'll go through our beautiful styles, which kind of feed into those trends. So
fantastic.
Yeah. Should I start on the first one?
That would be great. I love these trends. This is a great lineup, a lot of fun.
Starting with my favorite, because I mean, precious details, it's all about kind of just like diamonds and things. So it's beautiful. So we're starting with the Jimmy Choo Goldie. So, I mean, Jimmy Choo is obviously known for just like very, very luxe materials, like, you know, across the whole brand. And I think, you know, what Safilo does for the eyewear, it always just has that something which is a little extra special. So this is Goldie. It's a, you know, a perfect round shape. And it actually has 64 hand-applied Swarovski baguette. So it really
I love that.
Extra sparkle. Crazy. And
that's gorgeous.
It's so pretty. And then with the rose and then the stones kind of actually, they're the same. They're a rose color as well. So everything just feels very monotone, but also very sparkly.
Gorgeous. And it's a flash mirror lens on there.
It's got a light flash as well, which is nice. So it's like not too flashy, but it just kind of brings everything together and
the gold together. Very nice.
So then moving on to actually this is a Kate Spade style, and we actually have this in an optical and a sun. So the optical is called Madeira and the sun is called Thelma, and this is actually based on. So ever since Kate Spade got the new creative director, you know, she's really worked on creating the iconic spade flower. We launched this in patterns and prints from kind of like spring 19, but we're always seeing how we can evolve it. And so what we've done here is we've created like, kind of get out to the screen, a filigree. So it's a filigree cutout that's then inserted into the
Wow, that's beautiful.
So again, it has
you have a pair too. Look at you, ladies. Ooh, I got to screenshot that.
Yeah, you have to screenshot that. So it's really beautiful because it has a very jewelry feel, but without having to use them on face. So it's lovely, and we're super excited about this. And it comes also in really just like very kind of pale jewel colors, like we've kind of got like a ruby and a light green, which has a bit of like an emerald feel to it. So it really kind of pulls in that jewelry trend. And then actually we wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek because Missoni is obviously one of our new licenses that we're launching, which we're
in January.
About. Exactly. Nice. Eden said that we could like give you a sneak peek, so we thought we would.
Oh, I love a sneak peek.
This is hope I don't get in trouble.
I know,
right? We won't tell. Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
So it just fitted so perfectly into our trends that we have to show you.
Exactly.
It's really beautiful because it's actually got it's basically got a jeweled kind of like diamond textured eye rim around it. So again, it's kind of, in terms of the front, it's, you know, it's more of that slightly overly round shape. So it's got a bit of a glamorous feel, but then you just get this edge of the sparkle from the metal texture on the side.
Gorgeous.
So it's really lovely.
So the Missoni collection is not launched yet. It'll launch in January.
Correct.
To the market.
It'll start launching in January. Yes.
Sun and optical.
Yes, it's going to be sun and optical.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Great. Good to know. Ooh, we're excited.
It's so pretty. We're very excited by that. Okay, so yeah, and that's kind of what we were thinking in terms of precious details. So then moving on to the 70s bill. So our first one is the one that we've been talking about, the David Beckham. So this is the DB7037. And yeah, and this is it's very, it's retro inspired, but it's obviously it's meant to be about kind of like vintage, timeless spirit, the effortlessness of like British style, but we also want the whole collection to still feel very like contemporary. So which you can kind of see through a lot of the extra design details which have been added. So there's the talisman, which is this kind of area which you see here around the temple, and then they've also put it on the nose bridge, so you kind of see that design kind of like flowing across the whole frame. And then also there's, we're very excited about the newly created DB monogram, which is on the temple tip as well. And then, and in terms of the 70s-ness, it's more just about the fact that it's like that lovely kind of like deeper shape, but it's like 70s mixed with contemporary, because we've got an etched rim around the lens as well. So there's still kind of like a modern touch to it as well, which we think is really interesting. So that's
beautiful. Very exciting. So folks, that's our giveaway frame. So if you would like to enter our giveaway, Kerri Ann's got our info up here, but just enter your name and your practice name in the comment bar on YouTube or Facebook for a chance to win. We're going to pull that via a random name generator at the very end here after our trends coverage.
Great.
Thank you.
Also in 70s, we have actually another kind of combination where we have it's smart focus that we're looking at, and we have an optical and then a very similar sun version as well. So as I was saying when I first went through the trends, like the square has definitely been the key shape when it comes to the 70s trend. And so and this is one of the ones that we've seen in the metal. So it's like an oversized square, but it's still super wearable. And this has like enamel detailing. But then we also have the sun version, and the sun version is like extra special because
that's gorgeous.
Hook detail. So there's obviously there's been a big trend for a while, but we're still seeing this, and we feel like it's just going to get stronger and stronger, which is to have the eye chains with them.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that's really exciting about this is actually inspired by a vintage style. So in Safilo we have our massive mounted archive near to the Padova office, which is, as a designer, probably the most exciting place I've ever been, because it's literally just full of like eyewear from like the 90s into the 1900s. And so the design team, they always go there like every season to like pick out all of their kind of like vintage inspiration. And this idea was actually pulled from one of those, this beautiful hit hook, which then has the chain. So then
that is gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Love the lens color too.
I feel like it's great in like mask wearing times to have like things to take off when they mess up. So that's good. Oh, I've got it.
How fun.
Casualty of the job.
Right?
I know. You had a spare as well, right? The Missoni?
The Missoni one. Well, this one's on a square. This one is the butterfly. They're too big for me, but
that's
they're
beautiful.
But this is a very beautiful shape, and actually, you could probably describe it better, Haley, than I could. So I'll let you describe it.
Well, we always wanted to kind of show you this as well, because I think this is the slightly more like butterfly side of the 70s trend, and the more like, and it's like almost like a butterfly square. But I think what's really beautiful about the style that Eden's holding as well is, the way that the coloration is kind of like a bicolor of crystals. So even though it is that kind of like thicker frame, it still has a real feeling of lightness, which I think is really important when we're kind of having these heavier frames.
And there's like a bluish tint to the front that kind of goes with the bi-gradient on the frame itself. So it's really pretty. Very 70s.
I love that. It's like a monochromatic look, kind of.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so then moving into the lightness trend. So this is, as we spoke about, is really about things feeling lighter, but also one thing that we've really been looking at is like the use of different materials, and something Safilo has spent a lot of time about and time with, and we're like super proud about, is really trying to figure out the new materials that are going to become more sustainable in the future. So which brings us on to our Levi's. So again, Levi's is a new launch collection for us. So again, another one we're very, very excited about. And this one's extra special. It's made from hexatape. So hexatape is I'm actually gonna remind myself exactly what it is. I think we covered that in one of our new
It sounds intriguing.
Yeah. So new, we're still learning about it.
Because I want to use the numbers, the right numbers. Because
Right?
it's 11% lighter than acetate, and it can
Wow.
be 20% thinner. So it really means being able to create these like plastic frames that are kind of like just feel and look lighter.
Super light.
But the really exciting thing about it is it's a recyclable material. So it really is
That's
like
cool.
Sustainable, right? So key.
Exactly, sustainable, and it's BPA free.
Definitely.
And I think it's very. I mean, as you know, Levi's is probably one of the most like world recognized like denim brands. And it's really about kind of like the coolness of like the California lifestyle. So we're excited to kind of pair those brand icons with a sustainable material. So this is really, really interesting for us. This is just
very, very cool. Is that material being used throughout the Levi's collection or part of the Levi's collection?
A good part of it. I mean, obviously there are styles that are in metal, and then there are some styles that are in Grillamid. So actually, this one really goes back to the 70s trend, but this is a Grillamid front, and then you've got these very slim, lightweight metal temples and the white temple. So this is very like iconic 70s Levi's Americana, and then you've got it in that blue denim color. So I should have held this up probably for the last.
That.
I forgot.
Right?
I had them.
That's a great style.
So this one, is Grillamid, but a lot of them are hexatate.
Is a newer brand for Safilo, Levi's, that was launched this year.
Yeah, we just launched it last month, so it's very exciting. It launched a little earlier in Europe, and we just launched it now in October.
Okay, great. Awesome. Yeah. Congratulations. That's a great brand.
Retail fashion section too.
We've covered that.
You can find it in our retail fashion section.
Yes, you featured that. Thank you.
That's right. In our is it in the November issue, Kerri Ann, or the October?
I think it's October.
Yeah, I believe October. I'll post it in the chat too.
Okay, that's great. Eyecarebusiness.com, and you can read all about it. Or you can ask Kerri Ann or Eden or Haley, because they know.
Then our second style in the lightness trend is this Boss one. It's probably a little big for me, just to get it right.
Love that.
But basically, this is just a very, very lightweight metal. So, obviously, like Safilo, we use a lot of titanium across like many of our brands. But this is, we're trying to create a really, really lightweight in more standard metal. So what we've done to create that lightness is there's like the double rim, which I think you can just about see, the two double rim of the metal, so it kind of has that feeling of lightness, but then it also has this extra slim temple. So it feels light, like it feels nice on the face, and it just kind of has that the creation of lightness.
I love that for an oversized kind of silhouette. It's so nice to have it light and very wearable.
Really a man's frame, obviously, or intended for men.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
Okay, I can wear the oversized look too, though.
Well, I mean, that's actually a big thing that we probably should mention is that most of, we might refer to a frame now as a men's frame or a women's frame, but right now it's really just a matter of who wants to wear it. There's just so much crossover from a gender standpoint, like, what traditionally might have been a men's frame is no longer, and vice versa.
So true.
Yeah, it's just whatever obviously fits your face, the best, and what your preference is.
Definitely.
And then
feedback going on.
Okay, I think it's good. So our final trend is the athleisure. And so we're looking at this first style is a Tommy Hilfiger. So, this is easy to wear, injected. But the thing is, it has the iconic, the polo peak texture on the rubber temples. So it just has this like, very kind of like sporty feel. But it definitely fits into the kind of athleisure because it's, a bit more casual. Ooh, yeah. Can you hear all the echoing?
I don't know what's going on.
Yes, a little bit. Do you have a headphone in?
I don't, but it's been going fine. I can try and put my headphones in. Let's see.
Either way,
I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think it's away. I think it's fine.
It seems, a little bit clearer now.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's the Tommy Hilfiger.
Gorgeous. I love the colors. It's very Tommy.
Yes, very Tommy, right? Very red, white, and blue.
Yeah. And then well, actually, we have kind of two styles we want to look at the end, and they're both Carrera. And so basically, we wanted to show you this because, you know, Carrera is obviously very well known for the more kind of like 70s iconic looks, but they do have the more sporty part of the collection as well. So this is the CA.
I don't know. Sorry, we're having some strange interference again. Can you hear me? Yeah,
we can. Haley, I wonder if maybe if you just take a 6 inches back from your computer, maybe that will help with the sound.
Okay, let me do that.
Possibly. Sorry. Yeah, that might be a fix, or the headphones could potentially fix it.
Okay. Eden, maybe you put on mute just while I'm talking. That might help.
Okay, that sounds like a great idea.
There we go, that should be fine. Okay, so yeah, talking about the Carrera. So basically, yeah, so, you know, we have a lot of the kind of the classic styles, but this is our the memory metal collection. So we definitely wanted to kind of like bring that up because it feels, you know, it again fits very well into like the athleisure, but also to kind of you know, to show that Carrera is not just the kind of like 70s. And the thing that's really nice about it is obviously like the fit is amazing because of the memory metal, and then also it has like the rubberized details on the temple tips as well. So it's like the fit is just extra comfortable, and you know exactly what you want for when you're, you know, doing your athleisure. And then this was one that we really wanted to show you as well, because it fits into the athleisure, but obviously, you know, we can't ignore the fact that, you know, things have changed and people are looking for more, as Eden was saying earlier, like the PPE, like more protective products. And it's something that, you know, again, Safilo has been working on across like many of their brands. And so we wanted to show you this very exciting Carrera. So this is part of the Hyperfit 2.0 collection, and this is actually the hero piece. So this is the Hyperfit 10. And this is definitely, I mean, oh God, with my bangs and everything going on.
Stunning colors.
But the thing that's great about it, it's got venting as well. So this really is the kind of thing that, you know, everyone who's having those issues with the eyewear and the masks and the steaming, you know, this really allows that kind of like the air to escape. So it's really great. And it's got the Hyperfit hinges. So it just creates the perfect.
Very flexible.
Exactly. And because it's got this much like wider lens, it's really, you know, it's creating a lot of protection as well in these.
That's fantastic. I love that style. What brand was that? That's Carrera also. Wow. Yeah.
And spoiler alert, Under Armour coming in January. We're going to be launching Under Armour. This is obviously an optical that I've put on for those who want to look like they're athletically inspired. I'm not, you know, quite so. But there will be a full range of sunglasses, optical frames for those, you know, folks that truly are professional athletes and or aspire to be. So that's very exciting, and we will start rolling out that collection in January as well.
Ooh, that's very exciting. That looks like a great style.
Yeah, and actually it's the first time that the brand will be introducing optical. They've never done this before. So they did have sunglasses previously, but optical will be a whole new game for them. So very exciting for all of us.
Amazing. Very cool. So were those your frame? That was the end of the sports kind of trend section. Okay, great. I didn't want to cut you off. I'll mention our giveaway alert again. So if anyone has a question for these amazing ladies, please feel free to type it in now. We are going to head into our giveaway here in a minute. So last chance to enter your name and your practice name into the comment bar. And I see we have a lot of folks here that are entered in. So thank you all for joining us. We have Wesley Scott who's joined us. We have Brittany has said she loved, there was the kind of monochromatic purpley kind of frame. She commented she loved that one. And we have our wonderful friend Kelly Hayes here. She says, my ladies and my brands love you. Thank you to ECB for this love and visibility. So thanks for joining us, Kelly. I love it. So, okay, great. Well, if anybody, last chance to type in your name and your practice name. And I think Kerri Ann's going to go ahead and kick off our random generator here to pick our winner. And then I'm just going to ask Haley and Eden to kind of wrap up the trends really briefly one more time to list the 4 trends, and then we'll wrap it up. So here we go. Good luck to everybody who entered, giving away that gorgeous David Beckham frame.
Okay, let me share.
Should be like a spinning wheel, like in Las Vegas.
I know, right? She's going to share her screen, and it does kind of spin all the names out there.
All right.
Here we go.
Katie.
All right.
Stutzman.
Nice. That is Katie Stutzman from Ion Optical in South Bend, Indiana. So congratulations, Katie. And Kerri Ann will reach out to you to get your info, and Safilo will have that frame sent over to you. I know, I'm so excited for you because I want that frame too. So yeah, so,
Erinn.
I know David Beckham.
Yeah, that's right.
He probably won't remember me, but I remember him.
Yeah,
so,
you have no proof to prove it, right? Because there was a picture of you in the March issue that shows you with him. Yeah.
It is in there in my editor's letter. Yes, so I have my proof. Anyway, well, thank you to you both. Oh, it was an amazing experience. So Haley, would you mind to just kind of reiterate briefly just those 4 trends so our readers and our viewers can kind of take that away, and then we'll wrap it up.
Of course. So yeah, so we had the precious details, which was about elegance, opulence, and the added detailing of Swarovski crystals or filigree metal, basically a very jewelry-like trend. Then we had the 70s feel, so very much about, inspired by the 70s, oversized frames, retro and vintage inspired, but with a contemporary feel. Lightness evolution, so this was really a look at, new materials, what we're doing. And also I think this is where we kind of feel like that's where the sustainable materials could come in, but it was basically about lightness on the face, lightness in the aesthetic. And then the final one was athleisure. So athleisure kind of speaks for itself, but basically, the sporty, casual lifestyle, but also within that, looking at kind of the new need for protective eyewear too.
Oh, you're muted, Erinn.
Can't hear you.
Sorry, folks. Yes, so thank you for that. And those were some fantastic trends, and we really appreciate that. That's super helpful to know kind of what's, trending right now and what consumers may be looking for for selling in the optical. So thank you both so much for joining us today. Thank you all of our viewers for joining us. We really appreciate it. Huge thanks again to Kerri Ann and Eden and Haley. We really appreciate your time and putting all this together for us. And we hope to do this again in the spring.
That would be great. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. And stay safe out there, everybody, and wishing everybody a great weekend.